Okay. Okay, let's bow in.
Washimasu.
Okay, let's warm up a little bit. Let's roll shoulders. Rolling the other way. Feeling the spine. Good. Let's swing the arms a little bit. Releasing those shoulder joints. Now we can lift the legs too. And then swing it up and down. And then lifting the knee up, round, making a little crescent. Hip circles. Out of the way. And knees. And diverging circles. Converging. Front corner and back, other front corner. Straight forward and all the way back. Up, rolling the chin, chest. And we'll turn. Okay, arching. And coming down, and then pivot, arch the other way. Down, pressing the knees out. And rotating the knees in figure eights a little bit, just small movement. Figure eights the other way. Okay, sinking into the hips, use your legs and hips to carry your weight, not your lower back. Scooping between the feet, pushing the hips forward. Gentle arch back. Sinking down into horse stance as you push forward. So sinking down into the legs and hips, drawing a circle behind the feet, pushing the hips forward, little arch back, sink into horse stance as you push. Okay, and we'll finish the rest of the warm up doing the white belt program. So Funakoku Endo. And you're coming underneath your partner's power, sliding underneath your partner's power, dropping back to your hips. Coming underneath your partner's power, dropping back to your hips. The feet stay flat. And switching feet. all in the legs and hips. And then with the tenkai. Take your time to shift your weight clearly, strongly. Keep your balance. Okay, and then an uchi, forward and back. Shoulders stay down. Largest possible arc. Switching the feet. Again, the shoulders stay seated. With the tenkai. Okay. Basic ready stance, Hami no Kamai. Switching, again, keeping the same level. Knees stay bent. Weight is low. And so let's do the switch on the count. The back foot comes up. Each. Knee. San. Chi. That should be a forward stance each time. Oh. Broke. Reach. Touch. Whoop. You. Okay, now tenkai. Forward stance each time. Shift the weight forward. Pivot. Shift the weight forward. Pivot. Forward stance each time. Okay, let's do that together. Same time at the count. Each. Ni. San. Chi. Big extension. Go. Broke. Each. Touch. Ku. Ju. Now tenkan. Remember that little distinction where we want to have a small step with that front leg. Turn the ball of the foot. Maintain extension. Okay, so let's do that with the count. Each. Ni. San. Chi. Go. Broke. Each. Touch. Okay, switch legs. Initiating turn. Each. Ni. San. Chi. Go. Broke. Each. Touch. Okay. Tenkan Undo. 90 degrees. Using Manuchi shape to straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. 90-degree tenkan. Again, mechanics. Pushing off that back foot. Turning that hip drives the upward arc. That foot settles into the back position. The heel comes down, draws the arms down. Pushing off drives the arms forward and up. Settling back of that foot is a downward drawing of that arc. Okay, so there and back on one count. Nice big extension all the time. Weight is low, knees are bent. Each. Knee. San. Chi. So, knees are bent. Rope. Each. Touch. You stay in a forward stance each time. Okay, Migi Hanmi, or right leg forward. We'll do a 180-degree turn. There and back on one count. Forward stance at each position. Each. Ni. San. Chi. Let that settling back foot, so that heel settles down, that draws that down. Rope. Rope. Each. Touch. Okay, so that's the complete white belt program. And going into the 9th Kyu program, actually what I'd like to do is, well, actually, let's do Irimi Sugiyashi, Irimi Amiyashi white belt program to be thorough and to really complete white belt program. Hidari, left side forward, Irimi Sugiyashi, front foot comes offline, turn 45 degrees. Okay, so on the count, pause here 2 seconds to self-check and self-correct. Each. Ni. Han. Ji. Ro. Ro. Migi Hanmi. Front foot offline, turn 45 degrees, maintain a forward stance. Maintain extension. Each. Ni. San. Shi. Ro. Ro. Okay. Now, for the 9th Kyu, I'd like to jump right to number 4. That's where we left off last time. Sarah is going to be grading to her 8th Kyu this Friday after regular class. And last time we got to the 9th Kyu program, just number 4, Yoko Otoshi. So let's start there where we left off. Yoko Otoshi Ukemi Endo. Side break fall. So that, this level is from half seiza. This hand's ready, palm out, ready to meet the ground. This hand is safely out of the way so it doesn't hit us in the eye or the face. Slide the butt off, keep the chin on the chest. Triangle position at the end. Arm is anywhere from 45 degrees to 90 degrees. Again, keep the head on the chest. One thing that everybody tends to work on is to fall directly to the side. So if I fall directly to the camera there, 90 degrees, I slide the butt off. My head should be pointing towards the camera. That's 90 degrees. What people tend to do is they tend to fall back to the back quarter. What tends to happen is something like this. You slide the butt off and fall back at an angle. You see that my head is not pointing towards the camera. So I went to the back angle. I should be here. So here, slide off, draw a line here, imagine a line. Your torso should fall on that line. So go ahead, do 4 or 5 on one side, and then switch to the other side. And I'll have a look. Okay, go ahead, dozo. Take your time. So again, I see people falling towards the back corner. So right directly to the side for a true yoko. Yoko aside. So feel free to sit down right on your leg, butt on the leg. Later on, you can actually do it from up here, from on your knee. That's a pretty high fall, depending on what kind of floor surface you're landing on. So right now, especially for 9th Kyu, just sitting down right here. Arm is flat when you make contact with the ground, so you're not banging the elbow. And the knee is pointing straight up to the ceiling. And then feel free to go to the other side after this one. Yeah. Okay, maybe just one or two more. Sarah, that's very good. Yeah, you're falling to the 90. That's good. Okay, one more. Okay, then I'll demonstrate the next one. So that was Yoko Otoshi, side drop. Ushiro is rear. Ushiro. Ushiro Otoshi. So the shape, when we first initially learn it, we sit on our butts, like our chin, just around our back, and arms are 45 to 90, head on the chest. That's how we first are introduced to it. But for the actual demonstration, you'll start here on one knee, but don't fall from here. It's a little bit high for now. You're going to move the lower leg out of the way so that you put your butt right on the floor, so that you end up in exactly the same position when you first learned it. So it looks like this. I start up here, positioned, ready. Make sure that lower leg is out of the way so I can sit straight onto the butt, then roll onto my back. Head on the chest. When your feet come back down, one knee is up, or both knees can be up. Or sure, it's okay if it's both. But you pause here to make sure your head's on the chest. Then you should work it on the other side too, where you're on the other knee. Get that leg out of the way, so my butt can go straight to the floor. Keep tucked. Okay, try a few. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, maybe one more if you'd like. Kel, that's very good. Okay, then next is Shiko. I do a quick review and demo. So it's about moving your hips, turning your hips, coming from your lower body. Untrained people, even standing, upper movements, they tend to come with their upper body. They move from their upper body, arms, upper body. Big part of our training, all martial arts, even sports, basic sports mechanics, is you come from your core, your legs, and your hips, not from upper body. So people will tend, of course, to come from their upper body, kind of heave their mass around. You just are turning, swiveling on the hips, swiveling, not lurching, not using upper body. It's as if you don't have an upper body, just from hips down, hips down. So here, you're just turning the hips. Then as you know, you keep the heels close together. But try not to lurch and pull yourself up. You're just swiveling with the hips, staying in your lower body. And then, of course, your hand is moving with your knee, so your body is unified. Unified movement, connected movement. It's hip work. We're coming from the hips. Let me try a few of those. That's very good. Okay. Strikes. Shomen Uchi strike. Hami no Kamai. Ready stance. The back hand is driven up by the back hip. You turn the back hip, which peels off your foot, peels off your heel, and makes the step. So turning your back hip drives the elbow forward and up. That's right over your center line, not to the side. And then the stepping, you drop your weight down that front hip. As the weight lands down that front hip, that's the power for the cut. We want to finish at chewed on level. Chewed on means middle. Right now, we don't want to drop down here. That tends to make us open. So if I do a couple, the back hip initiates the movement and the step. So I drop that front foot, that's the strike, that's the cut. Back hip, step. Okay? Do a few on your own. Try a few, just study on your own time. Keep your back nice and straight at the end. You're dropping down the front hip, not through the upper body. Coming down through the front hip keeps you nice and straight, so you're not overcommitted. Upper body's straight and vertical. Good. Let's do just a few together. Okay, with the count. Each. And back. Ni. San. Chi. Okay, so a little detail that you may or may not be aware of. If you want to just watch here. So you can see my feet. I want to actually technically have that foot open so that I can step through and have a good base on that back foot. So this front foot actually shouldn't stay pointing forward, because then you're like on a tightrope, both feet are pointing forward. That doesn't give you very good lateral balance. So before you step, you're opening that foot. So if you watch my feet, if you keep it straight, this is not a good base. So basic approach is open that by turning on the heel so you have a good base on that back leg. Now, more advanced or more comprehensive and smooth, that'll turn potentially on the ball of the foot as I land. You see that? I'll turn a slight angle so you can see it. As I land, that foot is turning on the ball. But that takes more coordination, more finesse. Basic is to open the gate first. Open the pathway first so you can step through, and you have that 45 degrees for a good base. So that opens, front foot opens, so you can step through and you have that 45-degree angle. Okay, try a few of those. Okay, other side. Let's do the other side together. Okay, on the count. Remember opening that gate before you step through. Each. Eat. That turning of the hip drives the elbow up and makes a step. San. Chi. Oh. Rook. Okay, Yokomen Uchi. Exactly the same beginning. Yoko is side. It's about a 30-degree angle. We don't want to come flat for this particular one. 45 is even a little bit too big. It's actually just the same as a Shomen, but my hip, leg, and foot turn ever so slightly as I land it. So my body has turned slightly, and that makes that slight angle. I'm not making an angle with my arm. That's not that strong. It's my whole body turning. I turn around my center line. Now I've got the power of my whole body angling, not my arm doing it. So I come up just like Shomen. Here still like Shomen. This is still Shomen. And then I turn my leg and hip. That's the only difference. Okay, try a few of those on your own. There's a slight turn of that foot. Makes a slight angle. Goes up. Okay, try a few on the other side. Senpai, make sure you're not dropping too low. Okay, so just chudon, not gate on right now. So senpai, control that end position. Not much of an angle. Don't make a big angle, just like, not a big angle. Just a slight angle by slight turn of your step. Okay, Sayuendo. So let's do the body motion first. Horse stance, feet out, knees out. Shift the weight, sink, sink. Shift the weight, turn, turn. Shift the weight, drop, drop. Okay, then the arms are only moving because the body is moving. So 2 beats on each side. You see this shape here. So not trying to reach way over there, just across the body comfortably. This arm, elbow pointing towards the ground. So both arms are palm up. And the little detail you might remember, turn your head in the opposite direction of the arms. Shoulders stay down, knees bent. Now add a weight, add a slide step without bobbing up and down. By keeping your knees bent and your weight low, you stay even. It's all in the hips. Hip, hip, turn, turn. Sarah, can you do a few facing the camera just so I can see the action of the hips? Sarah, can you come a little closer to the camera? Yeah, good. There we go. Okay, let me clarify something. Okay. So, hips, 1, 2, 1, 2. So that doesn't, it's not quite, it's not this. You're getting the right idea in that you're shifting the weight. It's kind of through the hips. But what I mean is a turn, 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 turn. So not this. Because if you just do this, that's okay for like a hip check or something. But what's tending to happen is you're then using your arms to do the rest of it. So not side, side, it's turn, 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 turn. It's like I'm doing this to make it bigger. Turn, 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 turn. That's happening here. Okay, so we need to refine that. So it's not bump, bump. It's turn, 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 turn. See how much my body's turned just by turning at my hip? And that's what makes the arms go bang. Arms are going way over there, but actually it's right at my side. It's my hip that's turned. I haven't put my arm back. Okay, so let's see that. Turn, 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 turn. So Sarah, if you can go to that same place, that was a good view for me. Yeah. Yes. That's the difference. So Sarah, that's it. Okay, now 1 beat, starting stationary. So again, that's not going here, here. It's turn, turn. Shifting the weight for sure. Sink and turn, sink and turn. So just 1 beat. Go ahead. We'll make sure we have that before we go into the slide step. Yes. Okay, Sarah, that's very, very nice. Okay, now add the slide step. Goes up. Just 1 beat. That's right, 1 beat now. Use those hips, senpai. Turn the hips. Okay, it looks good. So Sarah, it looks very good. You are definitely ready. Yeah, looking very good. So I'd like to spend just a couple minutes, or we've got a couple minutes, on the new 8th Kyu program. Taino Henko, I think we might have done that last time. Let's maybe clarify this. Kokyo window. That might be a little tricky if that's new. So the footwork movement is 180-degree tenkan undo. So it's the same movement as this. We're just doing something different with the hands and arms. So it's the same tenkan undo. We're just doing a different motion with my arms. As I step forward with the back foot, the back hand comes forward and does a curve, a rotation, almost like this hand. These fingertips are pushing this hip back. And I step with the back foot, back arm, and I do this curving action, this round motion. It's almost like it pushes that hip and leg back. Step, turn, knees stay bent. Okay, do the best you can, go ahead. If you have a question, let me know. Senpai, that's right. You guys remember this one. Okay, now another movement in the new 8th Kyu program. I wanted to sneak this in because I know everybody will love this one. Ushiro Shiko. Oh, we might have done this last time actually. So just like before, forward Shiko, it's all about turning the hips. This is probably a little more difficult at first, but so there's going to be more of a tendency to use your upper body. And you're just swiveling your hips as if you don't have an upper body. You just have hips and lower. So I turn my hips. Live toes, of course. Turn my hips. So you don't have to pick up your knee right now. That's a different version. This is another version. I'll show you this other version where the knee comes up just like in regular, normal Shiko. But we're not doing that version right now. This is a little bit more accessible. Just turn the hips. Let me try a few of those. If your floor hurts your knees, then you can stop. You can try just a couple. Okay, that gives you the idea anyway for you to work on that. So Mladen and Bonnie, yeah, so you know what to work on with that. We can throw in one or two more techniques from the new 8th Kyu program. Minuchi, 4 direction. Shiho. Hoppo is 8. Shiho undo. So this is, most people have gone through this. Definitely Senpai knows this. I'll demonstrate it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the complete cycle. Then I go back to the starting position by doing Irimi Tenkan. And I'm ready to do it again. So that's Ich, Ni, San, Shi, Irimi Tenkan, and I'm ready again. Okay, so I'll need to explain that probably for some people. So let's do that together. So right leg forward. Shift the weight and slide the front foot. 1. Tenkai, turn to the left. 2. Step to the right. 3. Tenkai to the left, turn to the left. 4. Now right foot comes up, left foot comes back. Starting at the beginning again, facing the front. So shift the weight forward or even a slide step forward for the first one. 1, turn to the left. 2, step to the right. 3, Tenkai to the left. That's not a step. 4, Irimi Tenkan. Ich, ni, san, shi. Step up, step back. Ich, ni, san, shi. Irimi Tenkan. Ich, ni, san, shi. Try 1 or 2 more on your own. Okay. So, also on the new program, Tenkan Undo, Uchi version, just straight up, straight down, but we're adding slide step. Slide step entering, slide step withdrawing. So more footwork, covering more ground, but maintaining good verticality, nice sinking weight. Okay, so this is not new for you, Malad and Bonnie. We're just putting this into a program. So left leg forward, doing 90 degrees. So stepping up, stepping back, sliding back into a back stance, a T stance. Sliding forward with the right foot, step, slide back with the left foot. Weights on the back leg, right leg, T stance. Okay, so stepping up, sliding back, stepping up, sliding back. So the front foot slides up, front foot slides up, front foot slides up, front foot slides up. Okay, please continue. Bonnie, it looks very good. Yeah, Mladen, that's the right footwork. Mladen, have more extension in your arms. Your elbows are a tiny bit bent too much. You should be almost straight. Okay, then we have the 180-degree version of that, right? So same thing with 180 degrees. Irimi Tenkan, sliding back. Sliding in, Irimi Tenkan, sliding back. Okay, so you can start with me if you want and then continue on your own. So slide up, step, slide back. Slide forward, turn, slide back. Slide forward, turn, slide back. Irimi Tenkan, slide back. Sliding Irimi Tenkan, slide back. Yes, covering lots of good ground.
You said weight still on the back foot, right?
Yeah, so we're going to slide right into a back stance. So because we have so much commitment of weight movement, we're going to slide into the back leg. So we slide up, Irimi Tenkan, slide back into the back leg. We have a lot of momentum, so we're letting that carry us into that back stance. That's right. Yeah, both Bonnie and Mladen, yeah, you have it. That's right. That's very good. Okay, so we're going to run out. So let's do some misogi. So feet about shoulder width apart, knees bent, belly released.